Imagine, you're 6 years old. Your father is the president of Liberia, a powerful man, a leader, but to you, just Dad. September 9th, 1990. On that day, everything changes. Your father goes to a peace meeting, but it's a trap. The rebel leader, Prince Johnson, captures him. Your father is killed in a very cruel manner. That night, you and your brothers and sisters flee. Mom is panicked. Quick, quick! They're targeting everyone from the Kron ethnic group. Your father's ethnicity, your ethnicity. You leave for exile in England. 35 years will pass. Your father's body will be lost. In 2025, it will be found. He will be buried with state funeral honors. But now, you're 45 years old. You're trying to return to Liberia. Your family is broken. Some defend your father's honor. Others remain silent. Some want revenge. Others ask for forgiveness. You all ask yourselves the same question. Why did this happen? This is the story of the 4 children of Samuel Doe. Coup d'etat, disappearance, and exile. The innocent victims of Liberia's darkest period. Samuel Doe had 4 children with his wife Nancy Doe. Their names: Samuel Canyon Doe Jr., Varney Ezekiel, Fala Doe, Veronica Mommy Doe, and others. He also had other children from different relationships like Samuel Doe. When Samuel Doe was killed, his children were very young. The oldest were around 10 years old, the youngest 5 or 6 years old. On that day, their lives changed. Their mother Nancy took them and fled Liberia. They went to England. They grew up there. They went to school there. They became adults there. They remained in exile for 35 years. In 2025, their mother Nancy died. The same year, their father Samuel's body was found and buried with state funeral honors. Today, the children are trying to return to Liberia. They want justice for their father, but the family is divided. There are disputes, disagreements. Some defend their father's legacy. Others remain silent. Who was Samuel Doe? How did he become president? And why did he meet such a painful end? May 6, 1951, Tuzan Village, Grand Gede County, Liberia. A small village in the middle of the forest. A poor family. The Kron ethnic group. On that day, a baby is born. His name is Samuel Canyon Doe. His family are farmers, poor, but Samuel wants to go to school. At 16, he finishes primary school. Then he enrolls in a Baptist high school. But there's no money. School is expensive. In 1969, at 18 years old, Samuel joins the army. Why? Because there's education in the army, scholarships. He can get a high school diploma, but life takes another turn. He's enlisted in the army, but he's not sent to school. He's assigned to military tasks. He works in garrisons. He manages prisons. He serves in Monrovia. 10 years pass. Samuel rises through the ranks. He becomes a corporal, then a corporal chief, then a master sergeant. October 11th, 1979, he's promoted to the rank of master sergeant. He becomes administrator of the 3rd Battalion. During this time, Samuel realizes something. In Liberia, there are 2 classes. First class, the Americo-Liberians, descendants of freed slaves who came from America. They founded Liberia in 1822. Now, they run the country. They're wealthy, educated, powerful. Second class, the indigenous Liberians, Kron, Geo, Mono, other ethnic groups, poor, uneducated, second-class citizens in their own country. Samuel is angry. Why? Because since 1822, it's always been the Americo-Liberians who have ruled Liberia. The indigenous Liberians have never come to power. They've never been president. There are other indigenous soldiers in the army. Kron, Geo, Mono, all are angry. All think the same thing. When will this injustice end? Samuel talks among them. He makes plans. He waits. April 12th, 1980, the coup d'etat. April 12th, 1980, midnight, Monrovia. Master Sergeant Samuel Doe with 17 Kron soldiers goes into action. Objective: the executive mansion, the presidential palace. Inside, President William Tolbert sleeps. The soldiers attack. A confrontation breaks out. The guards resist, but they're not many. The soldiers are superior in number. Samuel Doe enters the palace. He goes to Tolbert's bedroom. A confrontation takes place. Tolbert dies. The coup succeeds. 133 years of Americo-Liberian rule come to an end. The next day, April 13th, Samuel Doe speaks on the radio. Liberian people, today you are liberated. The Americo-Liberian dictatorship is over. Now, indigenous Liberians are also owners of this country. The people welcome this with joy. They descend into the streets, they dance, they sing. For the first time, an indigenous Liberian has become leader. Samuel Doe proclaims himself general. He creates the People's Redemption Council, PRC, a military government. He suspends the Constitution. He dissolves Parliament. A new era begins. April 22, 1980, the executions on the beach. But 10 days later, on April 22nd, something terrible happens. 13 members of Tolbert's cabinet are arrested. Their crime: treason, corruption, human rights violations. A tribunal is established. But this isn't a normal tribunal. It's a military tribunal. The accused have no right to a lawyer, no right to a jury, no right to defense. Verdict: death penalty. April 22nd, early morning, 13 men are taken to a beach in Monrovia. They're tied to posts. Thousands of people watch. The crowd, the cameras film. The executions take place. The world is shocked. The United States protests. The United Nations condemns. Human rights organizations react. But Samuel Doe doesn't listen. This is justice, he says. They exploited the people. Now they are punished. The 1980s, the dictatorship. Samuel Doe rules Liberia for 10 years, from 1980 to 1990. The first years, the people support him. Our leader, they say, an indigenous leader. But slowly, everything changes. Doe favors the Kron ethnic group. In the army, in the government, everywhere the Krons rise. The other ethnicities are excluded. Corruption increases. Doe and his men get rich. State money is stolen. Opposition is repressed. Criticism is forbidden. Newspapers are closed. Torture becomes widespread. Secret prisons open. People start to disappear. The economy collapses. Unemployment rises. Inflation climbs. The people become impoverished. In 1985, a coup attempt takes place. General Thomas Kwiwankpa, a commander from the Geo ethnic group, rises up against Doe. He fails. Doe is furious. Kwiwankpa is killed. Doe attacks the Geo and Mono ethnic groups. They supported Kwiwankpa, he says. They're traitors. Thousands of Geo and Mono are killed. Villages are burned. People flee. Doe is no longer the leader of indigenous Liberians, only the leader of the Krons. December 24, 1989, the Rebellion of Charles Taylor. December 24, 1989, Christmas Day. A group of armed men enters Liberia from Ivory Coast. At the lead, Charles Taylor, a former supporter of Doe, but now enemy. Taylor has created the National Patriotic Front of Liberia, NPFL. His objective: overthrow Doe. Taylor's men seize villages. They advance. They confront Doe's soldiers. In 6 months, Liberia enters civil war. The NPFL advances. Doe's army retreats. In June 1990, the NPFL is at the gates of Monrovia. Doe is panicked. He's trapped in his palace. He can't go out. The city is besieged. A West African peacekeeping force called ECOMOG arrives, led by Nigeria. They try to establish a ceasefire, but there's a problem. There's a split within the NPFL. One of Charles Taylor's former commanders, Prince Yormi Johnson, secedes, and he creates his own group, INPFL, Independent National Patriotic Front of Liberia. Now, there are 3 groups: Doe's army, Taylor's NPFL, Johnson's INPFL. Everyone fights against everyone. September 9th, 1990, the last day. September 9th, 1990. Samuel Doe goes to ECOMOG headquarters. Why? Because there will be a peace meeting. The ECOMOG commander, General Kinyaw, gives guarantees to Doe. It's safe here. Come. Doe goes there with about 100 men. The ECOMOG building in the port of Monrovia. They arrive. The ECOMOG soldiers welcome them. They take their weapons for security, they say. Doe enters General Kinyaw's office. His men wait outside. But there's a problem that morning. There's a change of guard. The Nigerian forces have withdrawn. Weaker Gambian forces have arrived. Just at that moment, Prince Johnson's men arrive, armed, prepared. They storm the Ikomoji building. They neutralize Doe's men. A confrontation takes place, but it's brief. Johnson's men capture Doe. Doe is in shock. "I came for peace," he says. "Ikomog was supposed to protect me," but Johnson doesn't listen. Doe is taken to Johnson's military base. There, he's interrogated for 12 hours. Johnson drinks beer. Budweiser. He sits comfortably. "Where's the money?" says Johnson. "Where are the bank accounts?" Doe can't answer. Johnson's men are brutal. Doe suffers. Everything is recorded on video. Finally, Doe dies. His body is displayed in the streets of Monrovia. The video spreads around the world. Everyone watches it. Everyone is shocked. The family's flight. When Doe is killed, his wife Nancy and his children are in Liberia, but they're in danger because they're targeting everyone from the Kron ethnic group. Taylor's men, Johnson's men, all are looking for Krons. Nancy takes the children. She flees in the darkness of night. Neighbors help. They hide. A few days later, they go to England. Exile. The children are in shock. Dad is dead. The house is gone. The country is gone. Everything is gone. In England, a new life begins. New language, new school, new culture. But the trauma never leaves. 2000. The son's desire for vengeance. In the year 2000, 10 years later, Samuel Doe Jr. speaks at a religious meeting. His mother Nancy is by his side. "For 10 years, I've had hatred in me," he says, "against one person in particular." He's talking about Prince Johnson. "I want revenge, but at the same time, I want to cleanse my sins. I want to abandon my hatred." The crowd listens in silence. The son cries, the mother cries, but they don't take revenge. They choose the path of forgiveness. 2009. Reconciliation with Johnson. Something interesting happens. Prince Johnson, in exile, accepts Christianity. A Nigerian pastor, T.B. Joshua, serves as mediator. Johnson reconciles with the Doe family. "I forgive," says Nancy Doe. "I am forgiven," says Johnson. In 2004, Johnson returns to Liberia. He enters politics. In 2005, he's elected senator. The Doe family is shocked. Dad's assassin is now a senator, but life goes on. 2025. Funeral and conflict. May 20th, 2025. Nancy Doe dies after a long illness. The same year, Samuel Doe's body is found. After 35 years, President Joseph Boakai decides he will be buried with state funeral honors. In June 2025, the funeral ceremony takes place in Monrovia. Then they go to Grand Geda, Doe's native region, but the family argues. Where will he be buried? At Tuzan Village, his birthplace, at the city of Zwedru where he lived? Senator Zoepanu, Doe's nephew, says Tuzan. The children, Samuel Jr., Fala, Mommy, say Zwedru. Young people block the street. He will be buried in Zwedru, they say. President Boakai intervenes. Zwedru wins. Doe is buried in his house in Zwedru, next to Nancy, but the family is still divided. Today, 4 children, 4 paths. Samuel Doe Jr., 45 years old. He tries to protect his father's honor. "My father wasn't perfect, but he brought indigenous Liberians to power," he says. Varney Ezekiel Fala Doe. He acts with his brother, one of the family's spokespeople. Veronica Mommy Doe, the eldest daughter, she negotiates with the government. She works for her father's reburial. Selu Doe, daughter, she seeks peace. "I have no grudge against the people of Nimba," she says. "We've reconciled with Prince Johnson's family," she says. 4 children, 4 different approaches, but all carry the same pain. The bill of war comes to the children. Samuel Doe changed Liberia with the coup of 1980. For better or for worse, the answer is complex. The good side, indigenous Liberians came to power for the first time. The Americo-Liberian monopoly was broken. The bad side, Doe became a dictator. He turned the ethnicities against each other. He destroyed the economy. He triggered the Civil War. 200,000 people died. 2 million people immigrated. Liberia became a ruin. And the children, they were innocent. 6 years old, 8 years old, 10 years old. Their father was killed. Their country was destroyed. They remained in exile for 35 years. Today, they're in their 40s. They've carried trauma their entire lives. The family has been broken. Some wanted revenge, others asked for forgiveness. But all learned the same lesson: political violence, coup d'etat, dictatorship. The bill always comes to the children. The story of Samuel Doe is a warning. Power corrupts. Dictatorship leads to suffering. And it's especially the innocent children who suffer.